So, just a heads up, everybody. Oh, let me scooch that down a little bit. Maybe I'll move it right there. There we go. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the logistics here in a bit, but this course has two main components of the grade, which is the assignments that we do and the attendance. I collect the attendance with a QR code. I'll pull it up here in a little bit again as well, just to make sure everybody got it. But basically, you just click that. If you've had me for class before, you know I do this, but you just click that, put your name, and hit submit, and that's how I collect the attendance. Super painless, super straightforward. So, everybody able to get it? Awesome.
No, I'm sorry, I did not.
No worries. Career prep? 217? Get the attendance. Yeah, like, welcome. Welcome everybody to Engineering 217. I'm Dr. Michelson. I'm going to be your instructor this semester. Just a couple of housekeeping items and a little bit about how I operate my courses. So every day that we start the class, I'm going to come in with an announcement slide like this. It'll go over the key announcements for the day, as well as any pending work and whatnot that you need to do in the course. Today, really the only announcements that I have are my office hours, which I'm going to be totally candid are a little strange this semester, namely because I'm teaching timber design. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, but then I have this class back-to-back on Wednesday afternoons. I have two sections. So my office hours on Monday and Friday are the same, but for Wednesdays I sort of bumped it up a little bit. But I'll also say I'm Tuesday and Thursday, if you need to get a hold of me, you can. I might be working on research and whatnot. But in addition to being your professor this semester, I am the associate dean for the college, which means I'm here. Like, if you need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me. My office is upstairs and whatnot. But I just wanted to go ahead and put that there. Today is going to be really straightforward. I don't have any homework for you today, so it's a pretty simple day and whatnot. We're just going to go through the overview of the class, pull up the syllabus and whatnot. Before I do that, everybody gets code? Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. We're going to do that every time when we start class. The code will come up and whatnot, and that's how we'll take attendance. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and begin. So a couple things about this class. So this is Engineering 217, Engineering Career Prep, okay? This is simultaneously the least important class you'll ever take and the most important class you'll ever take. And let me explain what I mean by that. There is nothing that we are going to talk about in here that is going to help you pass differential equations. Nothing's going to help you pass microprocessors. Nothing's going to help you pass hydraulics. Nothing's going to help you pass heat transfer. I'm not covering a thing that relates to any of the other courses that you are taking as an engineering student. So nothing that we'll talk about in here is going to help you with that. But I say it's the most important class you'll ever take because I imagine you all are getting a degree because you want to get a job, make some money. I like money, I have a feeling you do too, right? And so that's really why you're here, okay? And I don't say this as a means of like intimidating you or worrying you. But I have seen, you know, the 4.0 student that has had a tough time getting a job, and then there's the 3.0 student that's navigating multiple job offers, okay? And the main reason why is because they had mastered the stuff that we're talking about in here, okay? Having a polished resume, being good in an interview, okay? Understanding the soft skills necessary to navigate the workspace, okay? And that's what we're going to be talking about in here. I want all of you to be employable engineers by the time you get out of here. And that's what we're going to focus on in here. So just a couple of the exercises that we'll do, and I'll go through it in more detail here in a little bit. Everybody in here is going to have a mock interview with a practicing engineer. Everybody in here is going to be required to polish their resume. Everybody in here is going to attend a formal etiquette dinner to learn how to dine properly on a job interview, because it's very common these days for engineering interviews to be taken to lunch. And so how do you conduct yourself and whatnot? Things that you're not covering in heat transfer, but stuff that you need to be able to get a job. And so that's what we're going to be talking about in this course, okay? I'm going to show you my best slide, though, first. This is my daughter Stephanie. So she was supposed to stay a baby like this, but she just kept getting bigger. And that's a problem I have yet to solve. So if anybody has any solutions on how to ensure that she, doesn't grow up too fast, although it's already happening, just let me know. That's my wife Becky and whatnot. Like I said, I am the Associate Dean for the units. I manage the academics for all of our engineering programs here at Marshall. I am a civil engineer, so you mechanicals and electricals, don't hold that against me. For you civil engineers, I congratulate you for making the correct decision. That's a joke, not a funny one. I am a registered professional engineer in the state of West Virginia, and one topic we are going to talk about in here is how to obtain your license to practice engineering. We'll talk about that near the end of the semester. But a little bit about what I do, I am, like I said, I am a civil engineer, but my background is, my expertise is bridges. That's what I do. I design bridges. I could talk about bridges all day long. I mainly in my bridge research, I focus on short span because that's actually what the bulk of the taxpayer dollars go towards are, simple creek crossing bridges like this. And so a lot of what I do is to try and make that process more efficient and economical to save the taxpayer cash. And so I do a lot of field testing, a lot of 3D FEA and things like that. That's kind of like my jam on my research side of things. That's enough about me. Let's talk about class, okay? So this class, the grade is really simple. It's based on two components, the attendance and the work that you do, the assignments, okay? The attendance grade is 25%. This is we only meet once a week, so I want you here and attentive and whatnot. The assignments are where the bulk of the grade comes through. Some of those assignments are going to be done like outside of class. So, for example, in I think it's like either week 6 or week 7, we have the Marshall Career Fair, which takes place during class time, so everybody should be able to go. But like one of your assignments is to go, so it's things like that. There is no textbook for the class. Don't need to buy anything. Don't worry about that. And as for the attendance, we're just going to log the attendance on Google Forms like that, like we did at the beginning of class. The way that I do that is I will pull the QR code up twice. I'll pull it up at the beginning of class and at the end of class. If you're there at the beginning, that's full credit. If you end up scanning it because you were late, that's half credit. And if you weren't there, obviously, no credit for attendance that day. If you need, if you're sick, whatnot, just let me know. University excused absence. You all know the drill and whatnot there. You might have noticed at the beginning of class that I hit record on a little piece of recording software. I record all of my lectures and I post them to YouTube. So right now what's being recorded is my voice through this podcast microphone right here and then the screen. There's a link on Blackboard to a YouTube playlist and all the videos will get uploaded there. Some of you had me for CAD and whatnot. It's kind of the same story, same deal there. We're going to do the same thing in here. One thing I'll mention on the recording aspect is I'm teaching 2 sections of co-op back-to-back this semester. What I will most likely do is only post one of them because I'm talking about the same thing back-to-back. So, this class meets 2 to 2:50. I might not get the recording posted at 2:51. Like, give me a little bit to get it posted. But I usually try and get it posted that day, just to keep everybody aware. I am a pretty religious user of Blackboard, so I will post the attendance grades on Blackboard. I'll post the lecture notes, the assignments, all the course materials on Blackboard. So just make sure you check that regularly. Whatever it says is your current grade, and I keep that up to date pretty frequently throughout the semester. In terms of the main bulk of the grade, which are the assignments, so I'm going to submit the assignments via Blackboard, and then you'll submit them via Blackboard. They'll largely take on one of 2 forms. They'll either be some sort of writing assignment, so we'll have an engineering ethics assignment that we'll do a little bit later in the semester where you'll write some stuff up. Or there might be sort of like the question and answer type assignments where you log in, you answer the questions, and it sort of grades it for you. And we'll probably do that for the assignment related to your license, to getting your license and whatnot, because it's basically just making sure that you paid attention to what I said. In terms of the workload compared to your other engineering courses, this is not the top of the list in terms of the amount of work that you have to do in order to negotiate the course. I'm not saying you don't have to do nothing, but it's not going to be, it's not dynamics, it's not circuits, it's not that. Okay, so everybody okay with that? Now, like I said, there are a couple things that are going to require some out-of-class participation, namely the mock virtual interview, which you sort of will schedule that one-on-one, so there shouldn't be an issue with scheduling that. The career fair is during, like it actually meets during class, so everybody should be able to attend that. And then the etiquette dinner. What I'll say is if we get to those points and you have some really, really unavoidable scheduling conflict, you got to let us know. But I'm letting you know pretty well in advance when these days are, so I'm hoping you can make your schedule available. Let's talk about AI. I hope you like my little, my decorative image choices there. This is a course, like if I'm being candid, this is one of those classes where AI could be used a little bit in some of the writing assignments. I'm of the opinion that AI isn't going anywhere, like it's here, and I'm not ignorant of the fact that I'm sure that you all are using it for various aspects or another. And I promise this isn't, like, Admiral Akbar, oh, it's a trap, this isn't that. So what I'm going to say is, if you're you're allowed to use it in some fashions, but not in others. And the stuff that you're being prohibited with AI is the stuff that you would be prohibited with doing anyways, like plagiarism and things like that. My statement to you about AI is, if you want to use AI, use it. Just tell me how you used it, and just recognize that whatever you submit, you're getting the grade, not Agent Smith or Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. Okay. So as long as you are responsible for the work that you do, and you tell me how you use it, that's fine. Again, it's being used. It's not going anywhere. So that's okay. This is our schedule for the semester. And by the way, this is in the syllabus, and I've got these slides posted to Blackboard as well. So there's nothing here that you can't see on Blackboard. A couple things you'll notice is that we integrate this course pretty well with the Office of Career Education. So they'll be coming in to do some workshops with us. Namely, they're going to be doing a resume workshop with us. They're going to talk a little bit about social media and your social media presence and LinkedIn and whatnot. We're going to be doing an interview workshop, and then they have a discussion of career readiness and whatnot. So they're going to be coming in a few times throughout the semester. We are not going to have class on February 25th. The career fair takes place on February 25th. And the career fair takes place from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., so everybody in here should be able to attend the career fair. We are also not going to have class on April Fool's Day. That is not an April Fool's joke. We are not going to have class that day. We're not going to have class on April 1st because the etiquette dinner is the day prior. Just so everybody's aware, the etiquette dinner is on Tuesday, March 31st. It is from 6:30 to 8 p.m., and it is in the Student Center. Okay, so I'm telling everybody that now well in advance. Okay, so if there is some crazy unavoidable reason that you can't make it, I'm hoping that 2 months of advance notice would be enough that you can schedule time to be there. We obviously don't have class during spring break, and then what we're going to do near the end of the semester is discuss licensure, engineering ethics, and what have you. Early on, we'll talk about resumes. I want to have a discussion about technology in the workplace, just some technological tools that you may not be using now as students, but stuff that when you become practicing engineers, you're going to use quite a bit. Like just as an example, how many of you have ever heard of like Doodle? You ever heard of that? That's a scheduling tool that helps you schedule meetings. Like you've never heard of it, but go be a practicing engineer, you'll use it. Things like that. Okay, real quick before I move on, any questions about this, about the schedule as a whole? Figured it's pretty basic, so. Okay. I want to just give you a heads up on some upcoming work in the class. So we're going to meet once a week, and typically the way it'll work is for most of our assignments that we do, if we meet in week 4, I'll give you an assignment, and it's due in week 5, okay? Some of those assignments are maybe a bit more high stakes than others, and given the nature of the course, I can't believe anybody in here is shocked at the fact that your resume is kind of an important thing in an engineering career preparation class. So everybody in here is going to have to prepare a resume. And what you'll do is you will have multiple submissions. You'll submit one, at least one to the Office of Career Education, and then once they bless it, you submit the second one on Blackboard to me. So it's like it's already gone through one round of revision before it comes to me. So because you're going to have to work on populating and crafting your resume here in the next couple weeks, I'm just sort of giving you a heads up that that's coming. So just a little bit of advice for you. I would start to suggest that, first off, if you already have a resume, great, that's fantastic. If you don't have a resume, and it's possible many of you don't, that's completely fine too. I would start collating all the information that would typically go on a resume. Like, I mean, when I was in undergrad, I mean, I had, you know, I've worked at a convenience store, I worked at an engineering firm, you know, at some other places and whatnot. So when I start getting my resume together, it's like, okay, when did I work at this company? From August to this month and all that, and then, oh, did I get some scholarships? What were the names of those scholarships? When did I get them? What are my software skills and whatnot? So you might want to start to collate that information so that when you start putting it together in a resume that, you know, you have it ready to go, okay? I also, you can copy and paste this at what on your resume, but I put the actual official degree names for your degree. So for example, it's not a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, it's a Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering. So make sure that, you know, your resume reflects the actual name of the degree and whatnot. So you can copy and paste it and put it in your resume. The other thing that's going to be coming up here soon is that you're going to be generating a list of 3 potential employers. So the idea is that I'm sort of forcing you to go through the process of identifying potential employers, and for this list, I'm making you look up things like what's their website, how do you apply, is there a name of a contact that you should reach to if you want to apply for a job there, do they have any open positions, what type of work do they do, how many, you know, how much do they gross in a given year, you know, things like that, so that when you go and apply for the job and sit in the interview, you've already done a little bit of the background research so you know what they do, and it shows that you're taking the position seriously. So I'm sort of forcing you to go through and do a little bit of that research now for a list of employers. So these are some things that are going to be coming here in the near future. So this is some stuff you might want to start working on now, if that makes sense. I'm not saying you have any deliverables due, but just so that you're aware that this is coming, okay? Any questions? Okay. I'll go ahead and pull this up just so that everybody is aware. Like I said, today's going to be a pretty short day. So, go to courses. Go to student preview. So, if you pull up the course shell for Engineering 217, so what you'll see is the course syllabus. It's right here. I have the whole thing uploaded, and there's not really anything here in the course syllabus that I haven't already described, but you're more than welcome to peruse that, you know, at your convenience. This is the link to the YouTube playlist, so if you click it, it'll automatically pull up the YouTube playlist for the course, but there's nothing here now because I'm recording the lecture today. But the idea is that I'll have all the recordings there so you can find what you need there in that one playlist. And then you'll see all the lecture notes that go here. So this is the lecture notes for the class, and any assignments and whatnot will go here. We don't have any assignments posted yet, but they will get posted as the semester progresses. Sound good? Everybody excited about the class?
Yeah.
Good, good. All right. Well, like I said, today's going to be really brief, really basic. So that's pretty much all I have. I'm going to pull the QR code up one more time for anybody that didn't get a chance to scan it. But otherwise, that's all I got, everybody. I will see you all next Wednesday.